how to hip hinge. So the best way to do this is to first try to get a platform behind you, maybe a wall or a pole. And what we want to do with the hip hinge is to practice it. You want to pretend that your bottom wants to go back like it needed to hit something. So a good analogy is if you had something in your hands and your bottom had to, let's say, close the fridge, right? You're forced to bring your bottom back. So what we're gonna do, we're going to have our hands across our chest. You can do it like this, or you can have it on your hips. Either way, we'll start here across our chest and we'll stand up tall to start. My objective is to have my bottom touch this wall. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to just have that objective of my bottom going all the way back until it touches the wall. This right here is that hip hinge. And we want our back neutral, meaning that I don't want to be curved down like this. I want to stay neutral. Now I'm going to come back to the start position. Now, where we run into problems is that we just go back to essentially bend down. But the goal of this exercise is to train the body, the hips, to do that hip hinge to protect the lower back. So we're gonna practice 5 reps in full time. So my arms are across the chest, my bottom's going straight back, my hips are doing all the work. Once my bottom hits that wall, I just come back up right here. So we're just breaking it down in the hip hinge, and then we could talk about deadlifting and those dynamic movements. Once my bottom hits, try to stay there for about a couple seconds. And back neutral. This is rep number 3. Right? We'll stay here for up to 5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds is good, so you get a good feel for how that motion feels. This will be easier when we actually start lifting. That was 4. Last one here. Okay, my bottom hits that object and I come back up. Now, let's talk about a little bit more in depth of the hip hinge. Now, we're gonna do the same thing. Once my bottom hits the wall, now from here, I'm gonna just bend at the waist, keeping my back neutral. So my bottom stays on that wall, and I'm just bending here at the waist. And then I come back up and reverse that order, okay? So we practice 5 reps, just having our hips hit the wall. Now, with the hip hinge, we're not losing it, so we're just gonna bend at the waist. So here we go. My bottom hits the wall, and watch my waist here. I'm just gonna bend at the waist, keeping my back neutral. Right there, you're gonna feel that nice pull in that posterior chain, the hamstrings, the glutes there. And I'm coming back up neutral. Now I'm gonna show an incorrect one just so you can see that difference. So let's say I get to the hip hinge, and then from here I lose the hip hinge and I'm just down here, right? Now I'm not allowing my hips to protect my back, and I'm using all the force here. Where we run into that pain, back pain, if we had a bar, all that pressure now goes to my lower back. So let's do 3 correct ones. Have my bottom hit, just bending at the waist there. You'll feel that nice engagement here in the posterior chain. And I'll reverse it back. Bottom hits the wall. I bend at the waist. Back stays neutral. And I come back up. One more here. Bottom hits the wall. I bend at the waist. And I'm back up. Okay? So we're just piecing it up. breaking it down. And from here, once we get the fundamentals, then obviously we can come off the wall, get a little bit more range going, and obviously use a bar, use dumbbells, use a medicine ball, all that good stuff. But we want to break down the fundamentals first. So practice that. Try to do anywhere from 10 to 15 reps on an object so you can really get the motion down. And you can incorporate 2 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions.